Well, he attack me. But Jaden Chase, they have to make the fans them know what really are going on.
Yeah, man, now, move settings, nation. And we no need no ladder. Yeah, man, Jaden Chase, and I want to bring in another reasoning on the topic of current affairs. So if you're new to the channel, just a pass through, but to not like the reason and of course to not like the point of view, well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then kick in the like button. Now let's get right into the reasoning. Now, nation, the National Security Minister has finally admitted to the failures of his administration as it relates to the fight against crime. Following the quadruple killing and the no movement day imposed by the current government, and the video footage leaked to social media showing the police's new approach to modern day crime fighting. After being overburdened with the task of enforcing Big C19 protocols amidst the growing crime problem. Yeah, I'm going to see what I want and then continue the reasoning. Look and listen. Yes, nation, now let's continue the reasoning. Now, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang said the Jamaica Constabulary Force has been forced to tweak its anti-crime strategies to address the upsurge in violent crimes which has been linked to criminal syndicates and gang activities. Now, this was in response to Parliament's call for the government to craft a new anti-crime plan. The opposition appealed following the upsurge in crimes in Western Kingston, Spanish Town, Mobile and Clarendon, just to name a few parishes and parish capitals that have been in the recent headlines, as the crime and violence taking place is widespread and citizens would say is happening right across all 14 parishes. Now, also in an interview, the National Security Minister said the Jamaica Constabulary Force is analysing the activities of criminal gangs to determine what additional action is needed. And truth be told, the implementation of the ZOZOs and these types of restrictions are not working and continue to infringe on the rights of citizens. Proper policing and intelligence gathering is what is missing from Jamaica's fight against crime. You can't just drive in our communities after situations have taken place and just start put civilians in a truck back and arrest the people who you see. Investigations conducted in that matter, or that manner rather, will yield no results. Now, speaking of intelligence, Dr. Chang also disclosed that prior to the Havana Heights attack, the police had received intelligence of a high threat level in the community. However, they claim that they did not receive the cooperation of relatives of the victims or from the victims themselves, even though officers did not disclose if the sisters were told directly of the threat. The JCF overstated that the relatives were not receptive to police involvement. Now, Dr. Chang went further to insist that the police had received solid intelligence and took steps to prevent the killings, but that the steps taken were not sufficient in the end because, according to him, prevention depends on the cooperation of all involved. Based on those statements, however, I would have said, even while admitting to the failures, he did try to put the blame on the people, on the victims, and on the relatives of the victims. We can't agree with that. I was not there, however, when this information was being shared with relatives. However, the police were quick to confirm that the individual who was the intended target was not among those slain and was not at the house. And they also pointed to the fact that there was information suggesting that he was involved in the slaying of another individual. Now, the police force said steps were taken to prevent the crime from taking place. Why are residents reporting then that the response from police was slow, even though Havana Heights is in between two police stations? If steps were being taken to prevent the attack from taking place, you'd feel like they might have a patrol car at least stationed on the street, or at least in close enough proximity to that house in particular, since they may already here. So something that will take place. That was not the case. Even though they stated that relatives were uncooperative, they never that cooperate. But police have never needed the permission of civilians to carry out them job before. Normally when them a patrol, and a go where them a go, if I'm inside the house, so them need a warrant, them normally do what them a do regardless. So why is it when protecting the lives of citizens, that was not the case? And truth be told, the protocols being put in place by the current administration is now clearly becoming a burden to officers as they must tackle crime and violence, but at the same time they are being dispatched to go check out if party are keep around the party hot spots, and I check out for safe people are gather around the normal gathering spots, while true criminal activity is taking place elsewhere, and them focus could have been used on that, and them know this for themselves even before the National Security Minister found out and talked about them about tweet crime strategy. The police commissioner himself did found out and say yes, him see it for himself based on the report from his officers. The criminal entities have been using the protocols being put in place by this administration to facilitate their criminal activity. And what took place in Clarendon is proof. The police said, "In the year set go on," and it did indeed occur. And them strategically used the no movement day, thinking that the intended target would be nowhere but at the house. But it seems he was aware of the same information that the police received, and he himself chose not to be there. In this case, it seemed like him used the information received by the police better than the police, because the police know the attack that going to take place. None of them know when, but them know it going to happen, and them say them have solid evidence. So more likely them here say, alright, it going to happen soon. No movement was about to be imposed on the entire island, so everybody at them place. Obviously, it seemed like the best time, and they knew this. So I said, and I'm gonna say it again, police resources have been stretched thin. Them have the cops, them have too much things. The government have crime fighters enforce protocol violations in a major cities. That sounds like something for municipality. The people may go around target the people and sell them things and mash up the people them style. That sounds like something for them. Just as some have criticized the fact that in these so-called crime hotspots, the National Security Minister has JDF soldiers stationed at these so-called hotspots. Just sit down and look with no clear objective or direction. Basically armed security guards with the crime and violence in these communities where these JDF soldiers are stationed. And the uprise, of course. A new anti-crime plan has to be crafted. And the old way of policing now work. Harassing regular law-abiding citizens now work. That make people dislike the officers and the security forces more and more. Proper policing and investigations are what is needed in Jamaica's fight against crime. Because now everybody in these communities involved in want to think them involved in these are the same people who go work are the same blue collar people them wanna talk about. When they can't just go in the inner city and just treat everybody as criminals. That is not the way. Talk to me in the comment section. Vice the one called Chang, the dancer correspondent, the Gaza representative. I send reminded to know if you're new to the channel, new to the movement, just a pass through. But you like the reason, and of course you like the point of view. Well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, and put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here upon the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister and them brother them for check out the channel, check out the reasoning, join the discussion, comment section 24/7, never lack it. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions there. Yeah, man, now move settings, fam. And until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours are for to live, love, and prosper.